Welcome to the fourth episode of the We Built This City series. In this episode I'm going to build a farm which was suggested by DM3441. And yeah, without much of talking, just let's get to the building. Okay, so here we are at the place where I want to build the farm. So as you can see, this is what direction is that? The sun is rising in the east. This is to the east of the rest of the houses which were built in the previous episodes. So here's going to be a barn, then there's going to be a kind of shed next to it, and here's going to be a kind of field, yeah, right at the shore. And yeah, so for starting the build, you want to start with building this the frames for the bottom floor, and after making those corner pillars, you want to leave 7 blocks free and then make the next pillars here, the next pair of pillars, 4 blocks high. Then once again 7, so these were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then here is going to be the next pair of pillars as well, 4 blocks high. Then 1 block here, and you can go down here. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one here. Whoops. Like that. 1 block here, and then go down here. So this is going to be our entrance. So what you want to do then is to leave 2 blocks free to each side, like that, to have this one center block here. Makes it like that. And 2 blocks more to the outside, like that. Same thing here, 1 here, 1 there, 2 here, and another 2 there. On this side, you want to start with building the frames for the roof, the supporting. 2 blocks on top of the inner pillar, and then you want to make a stair from each side up until they hit each other, and then in the middle you make a row down like that, and 2 blocks like this. So this is the design for the front wall. It's going to be the same at the back, so 2 here, 2 there, a stair on each side, and then down, up until they hit each other, like that. Yep, like that. And on those ones, you want to add a 4 block high pillar here to the outside. There. And the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here. So now we can already start to fill in the walls. As you may know, I adore cobblestone, so this will be the material I chose for this. I choose for this video. Of course, you could as well use stone bricks or smooth stone, but yeah, I simply love it. Even on default texture pack. So many people are always complaining about the looks of cobblestone in the default texture pack. I can't understand you guys. I love it. Anyways, then you want to take light gray wool and fill in the walls up here. And basically you want to leave those 2 free. Those are going to be windows, and the 2 on top here. So now you can already start to build the roof. For that you want to place a row of planks on top of this wall up until you have the same level here like the wall. Then leave 1 row free and then another row of planks on this side. This time let it stick 1 block more to the outside than the actual wall. Same thing on this side, so 1 row here and 1 row there. That, and like that. Then you want to take slabs and place them to the outside of the exact same length as the planks here. Whoops. Like that. Okay. And at those places where you have that plank here, make an upside down slab, top slab. And one there, and one here. Okay, as you may know, the last line of my roofs is almost always a row of slabs as well. And then what you want to do is to fill the last 2 rows in by using stairs. Just for you to know, if the roof isn't as plain as it is in this build, the roof is always my favorite part to build. It's simply, I don't know, the roof is the most challenging thing. Once the frames stand, it's just like, yeah, basically everything. The rest is just decoration and filling in the walls and stuff. And the roof is always a little bit of challenging, because if you have different roof shapes which meet each other, which, yeah, collide, then it's always a little bit more difficult to do. Anyways, so then what you want to do is to take stairs and place them on top of all of these pillars we did to the outside, so that it's a little bit more stabilized, like that. And then you want to take fences, fill in those 4 gaps here for the windows. Up here you want to take slabs again, place 3 slabs, then any material you want here, and then take fence gates, place 3 of them like this, and open the one in the middle. Same thing on this side, 3 slabs, 3 fence gates, and open the one in the middle. So this is the basic design for the house so far. The first thing I'm going to do is to reinforce the roof a little bit from the inside. This is just for the looks of it. Like that. Another row here. And there, so basically every other line here. And then I'm going to leave the last 3 blocks free, like that. And then I'm simply going to separate this room in here into 2 different parts. And for that, well, basically I'm just copying the same structure we have on the other walls. As you can see, it's just going to be the same kind of pattern. And the light gray wool here. In this case, I'm just going to fill this one in as well. Oh, that was messed up. Nope. Like this. And in this case, I'm just going to leave this for a door to put it in, because this is going to be the kind of area where the farmer actually can live. Well, it's going to be separated once again, so this part on this side is going to be where the farmer lives, and the rest of the whole barn is going to be a kind of storage area. So yeah, this was the first barn, and now is going to come what is going to be the shed, exactly. So for the shed is basically quite easy. So it's just a row of 3 blocks, pillar of 3 blocks high, then 3 blocks in between of those. Well, no, let's make it 1 block more here. Otherwise, it would be, you know, too much like the other building, too or just synchronous. Then you want to leave 2 blocks free here and 2 blocks free there. Make 2 more pillars, the same thing here. And then you want to place 2 blocks like that. Same thing on this side. And then basically what you do is to take planks and simply make a roof on top of this. Slabs to the outside. Then slabs on top of those 2. Oh, look at that, we have some viewers. Hello there. Yep, and then the last row is going to be made out of planks, like this. Now what you want to do is to take stairs and place an upside down stair in front of the plank row. Same thing here, as well as here. And then you want to take the slabs again, format like that, and then take a stair and place it at both ends of the last plank row, like this. Then I just need any material for this, like here, like that. So now, once again, I'm going to use the fence gates. I'm just going to place them on top of those cobblestone blocks, and then I'm going to get rid of the cobblestone, like that. And another thing you could do is to take cobblestone once again and, you know, place the bottom lines like this to make it look like, well, it looks a little bit like a carport, but you know, it could be used for other things, for other uses. Or what you could do is to fill in like this, so that you have like a kind of window up here, so that this wall is actually stabilized. I'm just going to leave it like that, but there are many ways to do that. You could as well close this up so that it's another kind of, yeah, closed-up shed, but anyways. So one last thing before I start to build the field. What I always like to do at those places where I have like this, I'm planning on using it as a storage area, is just to make the ground out of different blocks. So for example, first of all, I'm going to make a layer of, as you can see, gravel. I'm going to throw in a little bit of cobblestone. If I have a cobblestone wall, I'm always paying attention that I don't place it like this, otherwise it would look quite ugly. But, you know, just without any pattern, well, basically now this looks like a pattern, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And another cobblestone here. Then maybe some smooth stone like this. You want to avoid that it looks like it's organized. Just some kind of random stuff here. And then what you can do is to place a few grass blocks on top of those, so a bit of tall grass, and that way it looks a little bit more like savage. I don't know. And then you could put in some something inside here, but that's just, oh, and I just noticed I forgot to make a last row of what is it? I need slabs. Just a last row of slabs here, just to make the roof look a little bit cooler from the inside. Okay, but now I want to start making the field here. What I always do for making fields, I don't like those fields where you have like, for example, fences around them. I don't like that quite a lot. So what I'm always doing is to simply take to make just a scrolly line, throw in the seeds before the fertilized ground disappears, and then, you know, just make strange shapes at the borders, and here then it's going to be a straight line. That's always a pain in the ass, but you know. And actually, one thing I want to mention right at this point, it's a common misbelief that seeds don't grow without water around. That is a rumor. Many people asked me how I made my fields, and well, seeds grow without water around. The only purpose of the water is that, as you can see, this fertilizes the ground a little bit, so the ground is wet, and that way the seeds grow faster. But besides that, you could as well put just you know, just a huge field without any water around, and it will grow eventually. Okay, so this is going to be the basic shape of the first field. I'm going to fill the rest in a little bit later. But what I always like to do as well is, well, for that I have to get rid of this upper layer here. To make a field, put a little bit on a hill. So first of all I would, whoops, like to get rid of all that, and then I'm going to make a field on top of that hill, and the field will actually go down this hill. Because if you take a look at like a normal field outside, I don't know if you live in a city or on the countryside or whatever, but fields never stop if there's a hill. And the only bad thing is that in Minecraft it's kind of looking not weird, but a little bit, yeah, you need a little bit more of imagination if you want to do that. But in the end, in my opinion, it will look better if there is like a field on a hillside. So, and this one back here isn't going to be that big. And as you can see, I'm not sticking to any shape which I decided, or yeah, whoops, which I chose for the field. So I'm just going randomly through the terrain, and I think that is a major advantage of the fields I used in other, for example, update videos and stuff, because that way it will look just more realistic. And let's just change those two here. And that one. Whoops. No. That way. Okay, and I'm going to speed this part up, because, well, that way you can see that I'm doing it, but besides that there's nothing really interesting about it. Or is there? Okay, and now that that is done, one last thing I want to do is to make a path to the city. And since this is a kind of, yeah, let's just say it like that, the farmer isn't the richest person on this island, and that way I'm just going to make a gravelly path, and then I'm going to make put in a few blocks, a few, what are they called, double slabs in there, and a little bit of cobblestone, but besides that, not much more. And the path is once again going to be a little bit swirly. So yeah, and for that, I think it would be nice if the path were to go directly at the shore, like that. Ooh. Shoot. Anyways, I'm going to make that a little bit later. That is not part of the farm anymore, so that way, just like that. And sometimes a bit of cobblestone in there. Just once again, which is really important, make it without any pattern. So sometimes throw it in, sometimes don't. Just something like that. Maybe to here. Like that. Well, now one thing I want to do is to claim this building for its owner, in this case DM3441, who made the suggestion for the farm. And yeah, thanks for taking part in this farm. And this is what it looks like in the end. So as you can see, one thing I did was to put in random pieces of grass into the field and put in some tall grass. That way it looks a little bit, yeah, in my opinion, a little bit better, a little bit more unorganized. And as you can see, this is, I'm always using sand and sandstone to fake like what's it called? So the last thing I want to show you is what I did with the fields and stuff. So as you can see, what I did after I finished the field was to throw in some random pieces of grass blocks with tall grass on top of it. That way it looks a little bit more wild. Here I used, first of all, a few chests and sand and sandstone to fake like crops or yeah, corn basically. And in here, once again, loads of corn. What I always like to do is to put something right in the way of it, so that it just like fell in front of it because it was too much or whatever. Over here there's a small place where the farmer can have 1 or 2 animals. In here some more storage and the not really fancy sleeping place of the farmer. Up here there is a second layer made out of top slabs where you can get access to by climbing this ladder, and on top there's just another little bit of corn. Yeah, and then what I did, what I always like to do, is to add in moderation, add tall grass to the builds. So if I place down like the bone meal to create it, I always delete some of the tall grass, otherwise it will look, well, in the end it will look kind of weird. Yeah, so always in moderation. So that is pretty much it. So if you still don't know how the We Built the City series works, then listen carefully. The first thing you should do is to write a comment down below saying what I should build in the next episode, and then before making the next episode, I'm going to go through all the comments of the previous episode and going to take one out of the top comments, and this is going to be the building project for the upcoming episode then. A good thing, since we now have a farm with a field and stuff, could be a windmill. Hintity hint hint hint. But suggest whatever you like, and probably your build will be, yeah, shown in the next episode. So, as always, please rate, comment, subscribe, do as you will, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye bye.